And now enjoy this free Jason Modcast show.
I'm right here. You've got to shoot straight. I'm right here, but you've got to shoot straight. I'm right here, but you've got to shoot straight.
Welcome to Shooting Straight. I am David K. Montoya.
I'm Randolph Lofgren.
All right, kids, we are back for another fun-filled adventure through the eyes of Mr. Randolph R. Lofgren. And we'll see how this plays out because he's always... Now, in the coming episodes, I'm working on a algorithm of sorts, yeah, of how I'm gonna pace this out, because I don't want it being like one full episode of depressing stories. I want some laughs, and I want to, well, not me, I'm saying that wrong. I want you to continue to have fun, because this is your show. I mean, I put it together and whatnot, but this is your show. This is Randolph Richard Lofgren. This is your life.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Pretty much.
So, we always start off the podcast each and every week the same way. So let's go ahead and start into that and say, how was your week?
It was a little bit crappy and a little bit good.
All right. You want the shit first or the bad or the good first?
Oh, the shit. I just don't sleep very well a lot. And when I do sleep lately, it just seems like I dream these crazy dreams about my mom, about my brother, anything that's going on. And then something occurring will happen, and it seems like it has the same thing to do as the dream. So I get really paranoid about it, and it bothers me, but I'm okay with it. I get by. I hadn't had to drink anything really too much this week, but I had a few,
I do, actually.
Yeah.
You shouldn't leave your cans laying around. So, what was the good? Tell me about the good.
Oh, that I was getting ready to do this podcast. I look forward to it now every week. It's like outreach for me. I don't know how to explain it any other way. I get a chance to talk, and I love to talk.
We'll see what he thinks in about 4 weeks, because starting next week, for you the listeners, it won't be nothing different. But for us, starting next week, we are going to do 2 shows a week, record 2 shows a week for the next 4 weeks. Just that way we can stay on top of things. I feel like...
On top of things.
You dirty mind, you. So yeah, that you just broke my concentration.
I know it.
So, all right. So, other than the podcast, you really didn't have a good week? You didn't have a good, quiet 2 days?
No, not really.
No?
No, it was crazy.
What was that? You didn't pronounce.
I'm sorry. It was crazy.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been editing and trying to get this done, so I've been doubling up on chapters and trying to not disappoint you and stuff like that, not myself, because it's an accomplishment when I get this stuff done. So I want to do it, because I love the accomplishment that what comes at the end. Yeah, I did it, I did a good job. Even though Stephanie Barty's really good at correcting her own stuff, there wasn't a lot to really be corrected. Just a few little things so far. It's not like some of the things that I've read where, like, every page I'm correcting something on it,
Did you make the conversion, because there's some Canadian slang?
Yeah, colors.
Yeah.
The URS.
Yeah.
Not the ORS. And And of course, the funny one that we keep talking about, what is it? The boat about
A boot.
a boot, yeah,
Yeah.
a boot. Sorry, Steph, Mike.
Yeah. No, it's sorry, eh?
Sorry, eh?
So that's what you've been pretty productive this week then.
Yeah, I have.
Right on.
Every day reading, at least, and doing something.
Well, after this, I'm going to switch things up and put you back on creative, and I'm going to have you work on poems.
Right.
I think that's what you need to do. I think you need to be more creative.
Probably so. I would think so. I was been thinking about that lately. And my darn backpack. My backpack again for you. It'll come out today, the story that you're about to hear about the backpack. It's like my purse. I can't stop talking about it. I can't stop thinking about it. When I go to bed, I think, my backpack, my harmonica, my poem book, my pen, you know.
Yes. Yeah, and well, as they're listening to this, it'll be last week's episode. Because you have to think a weekend ahead.
Yeah.
I know.
You can do the math. That's all you.
I was going to say, I know probably for the listeners, it gets kind of tricky because we already record a weekend ahead. But it's just, there's an issue with another podcast and timing. And I think if we're just going to do that for one podcast, we should do them all that way, you know. And, so yeah, you think it's tricky now, kids? Wait until we're a month in advance. So instead of talking a week, we'll be talking like
my
a
Lord
month.
Jesus! I didn't think about that. I don't know how I'm gonna keep track of it all.
It's easy. So, all right. You talked about your dream. Do you want to talk about your dream?
Well, the one I had last night was about my mom, and there was things that she had told me. I don't know if I put into my dream myself, but it was pretty bad. So I had to call her today and make sure that she was all right. And she says, I'm just fine. You need to stop worrying about those darn dreams that you think you're having and that you know everything. I do know everything somehow or another, but just don't know how I know it. You know?
Right. What else? We're only at the 7-minute mark.
Yeah, 7-minute mark. The dreams, they're very vivid. I saw my mom, and I saw her at the hospital. I saw one of her legs being cut off, and these are things that she's having problems with her legs right now.
Oh, really?
So I automatically thought, oh God, you know. And she said she has a cyst behind her knee. I'm worried that it's more than maybe a cyst, you know, and they can't do nothing until they get in there and check it out.
Right.
But she's just been having lots of problems, and I worry about her a lot.
Oh yeah, and regardless of how old you are, she'll always be your mother.
Right,
you know?
right.
So
My mommy.
yeah.
I'm not allowed to call her mommy, so that stopped a long time ago.
I don't think I ever called my mom mommy.
I don't think you'd either. It's either Deborah or mother.
Yeah, we have that type of relationship.
And so
this episode is brought to you by Sour Heads Bang. Super creatine. Yummy.
yeah, my brother cheated today. I'm proud of him.
I'm not. I'm guilty. I feel guilty.
You feel guilty?
I really do.
I know you should. I don't even eat that much. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll throw this out real fast and I'll put it back to you. For people that don't know me, I'm a keto enthusiast, or ketone, or ketosis. And pretty much what it is I don't eat bread. I don't eat a lot of carbs throughout the day. And especially right now with trying to get the podcasting network running on its own cylinders, where I really don't have to invest a lot of my time. I'm missing all my workout days. So with not being able to work out, I mean, granted, I've still gained like 15 pounds, but processing the food that you eat, you know, very low carb, it kind of keeps your weight at a medium, or at a, you know, it's stable. So I was hungry today, and I was laughing when I was eating because I was like, some people to feel good they go get drunk or they go do drugs. For me, it's go get 2 beef and cheddar sandwiches with au jus and a large soda from Arby's. That was my go-to.
Yeah, that's why I don't blame you, because I have my own crutch. It may not be food. It used to be a long time ago. You remember how much food I used to intake?
Yeah.
I never got fat. Now I get fat, so I watch what I eat.
So yeah, so that was it. Okay. Let's see. Do you have a story for us this week?
A story, huh? You want a story?
All right, kids, gather around. It's Shooting Straight's story time.
Oh.
It could be happy, it could be sad, it can be whatever you want.
I'll tell the story of the last 7 years. It's a good story. It should last us. It won't be completely every single day, but I basically did real good. I got off drugs one time or other and got into a program to get into my own house.
What year was this?
This is 2018, so 2011, 2010, 10 about that I got into it.
Okay, right before Zoe was born.
Yeah. And I actually talked to you just before I got the place. And I had just gotten it when Dad passed away, so that's 2010 too, right?
2011.
11? Okay, then it's 11, because I just had happened, and then I got my house after that.
Yeah, because he was waiting for Zoe to be born, and he was all kinds of excited. You finally get a granddaughter.
Yeah.
And that was 2011. So that's how I remember. So
all
2011.
All right. And so I got me a house, and it was the best thing in the world. I kept it clean all the time. I was so obsessed with it. I loved having it. It was my own place. But it seemed like everybody else was obsessed with me having my own place too. And they slowly worked in on me. And so, like, every day was doing drugs and partying at Randy's house.
Mm.
And so I had this problem with people not taking care of stuff, not, putting stuff up.
Not respecting your stuff.
Yeah. And I got to a point where I got sour about it and just didn't care about the house altogether. So I basically, for 7 years, just got high, and it was a party haven, and people come in and out. A lot of people had keys.
So it was more like
a flop house.
Well, yeah, but I was going to say, oh shit, I don't remember now. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's all right. And so I did that. And
if you can't beat them, join them, kind of situation.
Yeah. And I got broken into a couple of times. I had told in stories before about how I almost got killed twice in it.
Yeah.
I also got robbed, like I said, multiple times, and didn't know I got robbed because they didn't take things that I would notice, and stuff just slowly started just missing till I'd had nothing. And then I started letting people stay with me, and I kept a nice attitude and let people stay that needed a place to live. And then I would leave them there by themselves, and I got all my tools stolen.
This sucks.
And so I have barely any tools now. Then I started getting my personal space, which is my bedroom, attacked, and they started taking stuff out of my bedroom that was really important to me.
Like what?
My dad's necklace, the eagle, got stole from me.
Really?
Yeah. My guitar and amp got stole from me. And see, I always kept that room locked. At least I wasn't going to get that invaded, you know what I mean?
Right.
And someone just knew how to pick a lock one day and got into my room, or either that or just busted it down. It didn't look like it was busted. Maybe they credit carded it. For you those that don't know that, where you take a credit card and put it in the door and jimmy it.
Yeah.
Or take a knife and get it in there and jimmy it somehow or another, and they got in there, and I started just going downhill and hating everybody, and so I was on the warpath to get them all. So I went on a pilgrimage, whatever you want to call it, where I tried to get back everybody. So.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, and it got me into trouble. And before I came here, I got a gun put to my head, and
you're going way too fast.
Sorry, slowing down, guys. Slowing down. They're exciting moments for me, so that's why I get excited.
Okay, what was what was the point where you're like, I'm going to get these people back?
When I had nothing left that was anything of importance to me. Just the house was all that was there, and it wasn't important no more.
So basically it was empty.
Yeah, pretty much. It just was a skeleton of a house. You know, I didn't even have food most of the time because people would steal my food.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so then at that point, you decide that you're going to pay back.
Yeah, so I started messing with people's head and mentally fucking them, get one fascist against another fascist people, because I was friends with everybody and knew everybody, so I needed juice that someone would talk about somebody else, and then I'd go back and tell them and then get it going, and then I would get these people mad, and it just ended up turning on me, because everybody realized that it was me that was doing it all, and so I had to get out of town.
It backfired on you.
Oh, it backfired big time. People wanted to kill me and stuff like that.
See how, like, nonchalant he says that? Oh, yeah, people want to kill me, stuff like that.
Because it is now. I'm past it. I'm happy that I'm not in that situation. I'm happy. I'm not happy exactly in my life. That's my own dilemma, you know?
Right. Explain to us what the situation was that someone put a gun to you.
Oh, it was when somebody else was supposed to have killed me, and then I was being set up, and this other person was the one that was actually going to kill me.
Was it contract kill?
I don't know.
But somebody was going to kill you.
Yeah. They tried.
But then you said that but then someone else tried to do it?
See, there's 3 times. There's 2 times when they thought, because you barely could get me. I don't care who you are. I got eyes in the back of my head, and I know everything that's happening. Not to say that I want someone to try to get me, but there's 2 times when I didn't die from it. They had to get me. And so it all started because of some bullcrap about people that were coming to my house that were younger than me, and that I was doing improper things when I wasn't. I didn't let no minors or anything at my house. That wasn't happening, you know?
Right.
And then there was some things about this girl, and I don't want to put no names out there and stuff, but it's all falsified, and it all came out in the end, and I was basically deliberated from it and know that I didn't do that stuff, and they realized it, you know. So that basically, but still, some people still held a grudge and thought it needed to be done.
So, in other words, some people didn't believe it, even though you were justified, and you know, the rumors were verified as false. There were people that just didn't believe it.
Right.
Gotcha. Wow. Okay, so that sets the stage. So where were you at?
Last time at this crazy dude's house, and I don't know really what I was doing. His nickname's 187. And that should tell you right there you don't want to be around someone that's willing to kill somebody or shoot somebody.
Right.
So probably going to get in trouble for even just putting it out there that he's 187. Well,
you didn't say who it is.
Yeah, I know, but the 187 by itself speaks, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm almost 100% positive that there's more than one person that goes by that, you know, name.
Yeah, I'm sure too.
And I'm probably even more certain that said person is not listening to a podcast.
No, probably not.
So I think you're okay. So you're there. You don't know why you were there?
No, just to have friends. I didn't really have no friends. I mean, I know this is going to sound sad. I've made a couple friends through my brother and his relations and things that he knows. But my only friend really is my brother. He's my best buddy. He is my best buddy. I don't go out. I don't go hanging with nobody because I don't want to get back into an old way of life, you know, habit, addiction, whatever you want to call it. And if it means me being without those type of things, then they weren't really my friend in the first place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're just
there to either get my money or get my drugs or whatever, you know.
Okay, so you're at said friend's house, and what did he just walk up to you and put a gun to your head, or?
No, we were looking for a gun to kill somebody else, I guess. I don't know, really. I was messed up, to be honest with you. It's kind of blurry from there. The things that I've blocked out, you know. I really don't know what I was doing there, to be honest with you.
So then the next thing you realize, he's holding a gun to your head.
Yeah.
And then you made the run for it. Or
No, it didn't work.
oh, it jammed?
Yeah. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Uh,
So it jammed, and then you made
I
a
got
run.
out of there,
You made a run
pushed them
for
over there, and they even tried to block me in. I don't know how I got out of this spot with my big old truck, but I did.
That's probably why you had a big truck. You made your way out.
Yeah.
So from that point, where did you go? Did you
I basically went to my mom's and told her what was going on. I wouldn't go around my house or anywhere like that. And I told her what was going on and what I'd been up to. And she was like, oh, you can't stay around here no more. You got to go. And then I called my cousin Rodney to see how he's doing, to see if I could escape to up there. And then she told me about what happened with your wife, Lacey. And I felt compelled by the Lord to come here. I mean, I think it's worked out pretty good for me and pretty good for everybody else.
Absolutely. Yeah, wow. I was just putting the timeline together in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I mean, you got me out of a weird slump myself.
Yeah.
I was in the, I don't know, I was like in a twilight zone, I guess, just trying to
Right.
find myself. Anyway, so how long did you stay there at your mom's house before?
A month.
A month, and then you took off.
Yeah. I had actually lost my place by then because of all this stuff. And that was March 21st that I got kicked out of my house. And I stayed there till April something. And then by the time the first came around and stuff, I figured I had money, I should get out of here. And then I got a hold of you.
Right. So, what was the main thing of you losing your place? Was it just
All the bullshit that was going on, and my landlord's finding out about it because it spread over to other people's apartments, and I caused problems for other people. Not me directly, but people that were at my house. And it just became a place where they were jumping my fence, even though I'd lock it and put signs out there, do not come over fence if fence is locked. Or I'd have pieces of paper written with things on my door saying, do not want nobody around. And I tried to fix the problem, but it was too late.
Do you feel that you are a different person from that person?
Yeah, I do. So much so that I can remember some of these details, but there's a lot more. I can't even remember names really of those people that bothered me and caused me so much problems. I've literally forgive them for one, forgive myself for two, and started to change. And I'm in a change right now that I don't know what's going to happen from it, but I know it's going to be better than what I was, and it already is better than what it was before,
Right. Well, simply the elimination of methamphetamine in your life. That's a big, first step.
Right.
So I'm just trying to think of what would be, because that's kind of climactic, of just so. Damn, I wish you remember, more detail, because for myself, I'm curious.
Yeah, I am too. I dream about some stuff sometimes that happened. I overdosed a whole bunch of times.
All right, let's tackle that. Tell me an overdose story.
Oh, a dude told me one time, and you can explain how big it is. If I eat this, I can have this.
It's about the size of a silver dollar.
Round.
Yeah, round.
So about an 8-ball.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was a dare.
It was a dare, yeah. And I wanted the other stuff for free, same amount.
And it was all speed?
Yeah.
So what happened? You ate it and
I overdosed. I died.
You can't leave it at that. Everybody's like, wow.
Well, someone slapped me around and gave me some milk, and that's when I first found out you can drink milk to neutralize methamphetamines and pretty much any other drugs. So I drank a whole gallon of milk and then puked and puked and puked and puked and puked. So, and then I slept for days and days and days and days. And then finally came to, and Mom had been knocking on my door, wondering where I was at, about ready to call the cops on me and find out and get my landlord and break in the door or something.
Do a welfare check.
Yeah, basically a welfare check. And I ended up having a couple welfare checks too.
Really?
Oh yeah, because the time I almost died twice from someone hitting me, I had to call an ambulance, and they knew that it was false play. You know, so they wanted to make sure about it. You know.
So, how long were you there at your apartment?
7 years.
7 years total.
Yeah.
And you have said many times that it was like some of the 7 years of the hardest time of your life.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, other than obvious attempts on your life and the partying, but why do you say it would be your 7 years of the hardest time?
Because I basically had to do everything myself and take care of bills still to keep the house in order to do what I had to do, and I had to do things that I had to do in order to get what I wanted to get, and it was real hard. And I needed a break from all that and a way to heal myself, because I was going to die sooner or later. I ended up having the heart attacks like I've explained before, and that was caused from doing methamphetamines.
Right. Do you think that now, a year and some change in October, in October it'll be like a year and a half, do you think that you have enough willpower to stay away from it? If someone came up to you and said, you know, hey, let's do a speed.
Oh yeah, it's already happened.
I have. Okay.
Oh yeah. I just, for some reason, people want to offer me stuff like that, and so, but I was like, no, you know, I mean, I'm not that type of person. I left instantly from the situation I was in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're trying to get away. So, as you're saying that you're self-improving, and obviously the speed was the first thing, what's the second thing that you've self-improved on?
I don't drink as much as I used to.
Really?
I don't think so. You think I drink just as much?
Well, I don't know what you drink.
No, I mean, I was drinking till I was completely sloshed, and that was like 6-7 beers, some vodka. You know what I mean?
Oh, gotcha.
I was drinking a lot, and I haven't been drinking hard alcohol. Yeah.
That's one thing that I do appreciate, because my kids is the catalyst behind him not drinking hard alcohol. And so I appreciate that, because you're doing it out of respect and love for the kids.
Yeah.
And I respect that. And I appreciate that.
I'm not a nice person when I'm drunk too much.
Well, yeah, and I think we actually talked about this. It gets tricky because we have to think about, well, did we talk about this outside the podcast?
No, it was in the podcast, but it's still relevant. You know, it's going to always be relevant. It'll come up in later ones, I'm sure.
Right.
Because it goes and leads from somewhere different. You know, that's why when you want me to do a timeline's like this. My timeline goes like this, and then goes up one way, another way, down a way, another way, and it has all these broken off, like, you see it, look down from the sky, and you see an old creek that runs through a desert with all these little runoffs. That's my timeline.
Like sub-timeline.
Yeah, really, it is. It's almost like I can't believe it myself, but it is. And I still have a straight and narrow path that I was doing, you know?
So let's see, where are we at? So, okay, so what else? What else do you think you've improved?
Oh, the way I take care of myself.
Yeah. That's a big.
I'm not just a beast, you know. I try to stay clean. I got me another haircut, and it looks pretty good. I like this one. They did a good job. I shaved the other day, but I didn't razor it. You know, just trimmed down the sides. I found your trimmer.
Did you?
Yeah, it was in the white cabinet.
I'll be damned. I looked everywhere.
Yeah, it was up behind some toilet paper stuff.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a personal. I had a beard trimmer, which if I had the beard trimmer, I probably would have still had the beard, not shaved the whole damn thing off. But yeah, that's for another podcast. Okay, so yeah, that's probably the biggest one. Is you were joking when you first came to California, came to Apple Valley, was that you kind of had the vagabond look, the bum look. And you said, that was my style. Well, what did I say? We got to rebrand
you.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like how he said that. It was good stuff.
And for the most part, he's been rebranded.
Yeah, there's more to do, though.
Oh, of course. There's always more to do.
Yeah.
One step at a time.
One step at a time.
So, let's see. Do you have a funny story to tell us? Something that'll make us laugh?
Oh, yeah. I got a funny story.
Okay.
About my dog, Michelle. My dog, Michelle, is the sneakiest little dog. She will get food however she can. And this dog can open backpacks, unzip backpacks, open Ziploc bags without tearing them, and pop the seal and get the food out of it. And even if it's wrapped in aluminum foil, she knows how to unfold the aluminum foil. Not to mention that she saved my life both times. And when she did it, she woke me up whining, doing her little thing. And I'm like, what the heck do you want? And then blood squirts everywhere. So that's kind of funny.
Now, you should mention what kind of dog she is.
She's a deer chihuahua, a moo cow print.
So she's tiny.
Yeah, tiny. She's bigger. She's just as big as Weenie, but the rest of them are littler.
Weenie is, who is she?
She's a Chiweenie.
Is she a Chiweenie?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't know. That's not even her name, but it's
Leela.
Yeah. From Futurama.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of dogs around here.
That's for sure. It's never boring with the dogs.
So, let's see. Anyway, you were telling a funny story, but you got sidetracked. So, funny story with...
And so she eats my food. If I would come in from my mom's house and set it down for a second, the food would be gone. She the other night got my meatloaf.
Really?
Yeah, dude. She snatched it off my plate.
No.
I took half of it. I was on the ground and I ate it still. Like she's trying to garf it and the other dogs are trying to scarf it. I grabbed me a big handful out of it and I ate it right off the ground.
Oh, that's nasty.
It is nasty. I was mad though. I wasn't going to let him get away with all of it.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that was a funny story. So, all right. Here's another thing I wanted to ask you is how do you see your life better now? I mean, obviously, besides just the superficial stuff.
I'm calmer, especially lately. It may be because of medicine, but I am medicated through a doctor, so that's another story for podcasting, but I really don't want to get into too many details. I suffer for some disabilities, a little bit of depression, a little bit of post-traumatic stress disorder.
Well, you got, 20 minutes?
All right. Well, I have post-traumatic stress disorder 1 and 2.
Okay, explain what those are.
It's where you have a traumatic situation or thing in your life, or post-traumatic stress number 2 is from being around somebody that's post-traumatic and having to deal with their problems. And I got post-traumatic stress 2 from my father. From him, not many people remember when he was younger. I'm sure you did. He was a traumatic person, had problems too.
Uh-huh.
And so did my aunt, and so did some of my cousins. So I got that from that. And then I got the post-traumatic stress 1 from having cancer at a young age and not dealing with it until I was older. And then I got depression from just being sad, from not feeling in place in this world,
I think depression is really rampant. I mean, a lot of people that I talk to, and I even find myself feeling rather depressed, which is hard because I always try to control my emotions,
which I've been trying to do too, a lot more.
But it's just that the loneliness, when you are lonely, there's just no escape but depression. And I know this firsthand. And again, I'm not trying to take the spotlight away or anything.
No, you're not at all. I like this.
But this time of the year, as it gets closer, because my wife died October 8th. So, the anniversary of her passing is coming closer and closer. And of course that's forefront in my mind.
Yeah,
And
you were just talking about it last night. You mentioned it.
And as it's more relevant in the time scheme of things, and I say relevant because, and Randy knows this firsthand, I keep myself busy.
You do?
Always keep myself busy.
And that's what he's trying to do to me, is keep me busy.
Yeah, keep you
so that I don't, you said it right out of my mouth.
But as I'm trying to get all this done, because like this month we have the multiple podcasts, we have the Herotica book coming out, we have the World of Myth coming out, we have Stephanie's book coming out. Well, and not coming out this month, but we're in the process. You're doing the editing. I'm dealing with the business end of it. So I'm trying to keep myself very busy. But it's just the fact that it doesn't matter how hard or how busy I keep myself. It's there. It's on.
Yeah, it comes to your front of your mind, and that's what you think about.
And then with that, then you realize. Well, I realize. She's gone. And it's that loneliness, and it's I can't explain it unless you've been legitimately lonely, like to the fiber of your core being lonely. You wouldn't understand what I'm trying to say. And of course, then the depression sets in.
Mm-hmm.
And so a very long example of I understand.
Well, I appreciate that.
Of depression. And like I said, I think depression is more relevant than what people are letting on, because I know quite a few people that deal with depression on a deep, deep level.
Yeah, and they've contacted me. A few of those people told me that it's really something that I talk about it.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right on.
I don't want to mention names because that's not my place.
Right. That was a personal message.
Just a shout out to you that I'm thinking about you, and don't worry about it. Things can get better. They can't get worse, because you can only go so far down in that hole.
Yeah.
Then you got to climb yourself out or dig yourself out.
Yep, that's true. That's very true. Well said. So you say, what about your thought process? How you process information?
Yeah, that's a good one to come up with right now. It's so much different now. I'm not just jumping to conclusions about stuff. No, I really process things and have consideration. A lot of times in the past, I didn't have no consideration, so I'm considering a lot now.
Right,
and that's good.
One thing that I've noticed about you is that you attempt to control your emotion and thought process more.
Yes.
And I think once you, and this is just my personal view of things, so the listeners don't have to agree with me at all, but this is just my own experience, is once you control your emotions and your thought process, you control you.
Yeah, you got it. I knew that. I kept thinking that myself. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's what I think and believe. I believe that. I have the theory that ask, receive, and believe, but I've never asked something about myself.
Right.
So I basically started asking, what can I change about myself to better myself, for myself?
Right.
Not me, myself, and I, but myself.
Right. I get you. Take another.
There ain't three of us. There's just me and Randy.
We are legion. We are many. I still haven't seen that movie.
I haven't either. I was just thinking that.
No. We'll talk about the movie off air. I was going to tell you a movie I watched that I want you to go watch.
Yeah.
But this isn't the place for it.
All right. Did you watch it last night or what?
No, it was while I was in Vegas. We were waiting for them to get back with my car so we could leave. and